Hey, and welcome back to the channel. So, those of you with a keen eye would notice that I have the electrical work done. I'm so excited. The parts finally came, so it was a bit of a backlog of orders, I think maybe over Easter time back then. Anyway, so Josh came out and did all the electrical work. In total took a couple of days to run all the cabling underneath the house, run it through the trench, and all the GPOs and all the electrical sockets inside, including the switchboard as well, which I have in here. That took about 5-6 hours. So it's a lot of work, and thank you so much, Josh. So if you need, and you're in Melbourne, a reliable, on time, and quite pleasant guy to come out and do some electrical work for you, here's your guy. I'll have his details in the description below. Every step of the way, I was asking him so many stupid questions, and he was happily answering all of them. He even said that he got different PowerPoints because he thought they will look much nicer in this space instead of your generic ones you can pick up from Bunnings. So huge thank you, Josh. And if you do need anyone to do any electrical work, hit him up. Anyway, so the upper cabinets are all done. I still have to do the fronts, the doors. So I haven't quite decided exactly what I'm going to be doing yet. Maybe I might get some MDF and paint it. The alternative is I get some melamine, some colored melamine. I probably want to move away from white just because there's a lot of white walls and there's a lot of white in here. I'm thinking maybe a gray tone, but I'll have to work it out. Anyway, today's job, which I'm super excited about, is my miter saw station. I want to call it the ultimate miter saw station, but I'm going to rename it to the quite reasonable miter saw station because I do have a really cool feature which I'll share with you when it comes, I think in a few days. So stick around and hopefully it comes at the same time as I'm building it. If not, then I'll have to save that one for another episode. Right, so I made all the plans in SketchUp. So I've been doing that for the past few weeks, just here and there as I've come up with ideas. I've trawled Pinterest, I've trawled so many YouTube videos as well around other miter saw stations and what other people have done. So things like Shop Nation, I looked at Stanton's miter saw station as well, and a whole bunch of others. There are so many really good ones, but I want to kind of make it a little bit unique for my space. And what I'm going to be doing is centering it around a feature called Gridfinity. So I'm fortunate enough to have a 3D printer, and there's an open source kind of community called Gridfinity, which is essentially just little storage boxes, and they got all sorts of really cool, funky things. I'll link that down below so you can have a look through as well. Right, so there's a good plugin for SketchUp that you can just say what type of material this is. This is melamine, and it'll automatically generate a cut sheet for you. So I got 11 pages of cut sheet, and I got 11 sheets of melamine, which were super heavy to cart in from the car. But I have everything I need, and what I'm going to be doing probably for the next day, maybe two, is cutting melamine. Yes. So let's get to it. I just wanted to interrupt this time lapse just to say how excited I am to have PowerPoints everywhere. It's amazing. I just use a tool, plug it into the wall, wherever the nearest wall is. It's fantastic. So excited. And at the same time, what I'm doing, if I come over here, is I'm watching YouTube. So I'm watching someone else doing some work as well. So this is Dog Dad DIY. He's making some raised pallet beds for garden. Cool, good on you. All right, back to work. Hey, good morning. I got my coffee and this is the start of day 3. I did not anticipate it taking this long, but you know, that's always the case. So as you can see behind me, all the components are cut and ready to go. Next thing I need to do is essentially just put together all of the drawers, all of the carcasses, and have some pocket holes done, and also need to line up the laminate edges as well for those that are going to be exposed. Now you would have noticed I switched from the track saw through to the table saw halfway through. The track saw, as I was cutting, was doing a little bit of chip out, which is quite frustrating. So I think I might need a new blade on that track saw, or at least sharpen it. But I do have a brand new blade on the table saw and it's perfect. Not one little bit of chip out, so it's fantastic. Usually with chip out, you can work around it. So you just put the chips on the side that's not visible, especially if you're assembling drawer carcasses together. You can put the chip out at the bottom so you don't really see it that well. Anyway, for those that are interested in statistics though, I cut 221 meters over the last 2 days. So it kind of explains why it took so long. And that's probably just over 2 football fields long, which is just ridiculous to think. And it also explains why my battery ran out multiple times on the track saw. Anyway, so next up I'm going to be doing is just putting together the components, the drawers and the cabinet carcasses after I laminate and do some pocket hole joinery as well. So pocket holes are great if you just want something quick and dirty to put together and you don't want the screws seen, and there's specific things in the drawers I'll need to do to make sure the screws are not seen. In the carcasses themselves, it doesn't really matter too much because they're going to be butting up against one another, so I don't need to do the pocket holes there. But I think I need to kick it off, so it's going to be another long day, but luckily I have my trusty little workshop dog / companion to keep me company all day today. So let's get started. So that is the end of part 1 of the Mitre Saw Station build. There's still a little bit of work to do. I still have so much edge banding and so many pocket holes to do. I think it's going to be maybe about 86,241 pocket holes in total, I think. I might be wrong, but stick around and find out. So if you do like this content, please consider subscribing and liking and all those good things. And also leave a comment. I really enjoy reading comments and responding to each and every single one of those. So part 2 would be me making the carcasses and then eventually making those drawers, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they all fit and my SketchUp skills are pretty good. So anyway, I will see you hopefully in the next one. So take care of yourself and bye for now.